Okay.
If there was one thing that I could say,
we're talking about Chronicle, by the way, in case
it's not
whoever's
even
watching this doesn't know.
It's not even I didn't like. It was more. Now I'm just more curious about what that thing even was. That gave them their powers. Like, I'm just curious now. Like, I want to see, like, a sequel or something to show, like, okay, he figured out what it was. Maybe, like, they don't have to turn it into something like, oh, there's a bunch of other people like them out there.
Right.
But maybe there's more to it. Because
they didn't. Because I almost spoiled myself on Rotten Tomatoes last night. And
myself this morning. I looked it up, unfortunately.
Oh, you did?
Not unfortunately, but you know.
I think it was someone from movies.com. They were like, it's never explained what they found. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because y'all know me. It's y'all too. No, stories are bread and butter. But I was like, you know what? No, I won't read anymore. I'll just wait until tomorrow when I'm with the guys.
The thing, it looked very Origin. I mean, no, wow. It looked very Alien in Origin.
Yes.
It did kind of look, yeah.
Then again,
reminded me of stuff from Fringe too.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
And it also looked a little bit like the material from the Fortress of Solitude.
Right. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah, kind of like Kryptonian.
At the same time,
because they were all bleeding from it when they were.
Yeah.
So it was sucking like Steve's energy.
At the same time, it could have been like. It could have been like a.
Still could have been an experiment. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
That over time just kind of.
Right.
Like maybe a undiscovered material, like
right, I get
like
what you're saying.
Scientific material.
I got you.
Not like scientific, but
an element.
Yeah. Because it looks like nothing but like crystals and all that.
It could have been an undiscovered element.
Okay.
Nice.
It's been
I like
under
that.
there that entire time.
I like that.
And nobody had unearthed it until then.
So anyway, we were talking about Chronicle with one of our friends from the show. Marcus Ellison.
This is kind of
and Josiah Bradley.
Rob from Rob's Music Reviews. Marcus from Pop Culture Podcast. Technically, we're all
connected in one way or another.
Pop Culture Podcast, Firstborn.
But
Rob won a shit. Go ahead.
We're talking about Chronicle. We saw that today.
Yep.
Matinee.
Yes, matinee. $5. Best $5 I spent in a minute. And as Marcus was saying with me earlier, this is a found footage movie, and a it honestly isn't really even a superhero movie.
It's
until the end of the movie.
It's a movie about people with superpowers. It's not a superhero movie.
And you, Rob, you were telling me about that comic book Demo.
Yeah.
Did it sort of feel like that? Where it's almost like Demo's like an anthology, right?
Demo. In case people don't know, we're also doing. I guess we're doing a comic in here.
Oh, I mean, I'm just just for reference, because I mean, talking about Akira.
Yeah, and Akira and Marcus can get more into that later.
Yeah.
Demo by Brian Wood, and I don't know who else it's right. Yeah, it's a 12-issue anthology, and it's basically showcasing people in reality, but they have any kinds of powers, whatever various superpowers, and there's one where this one girl can basically say, like if I say Martin, if I was so mad at somebody, I wish you were dead, Marcus would die on the spot.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's one of those. It's Brian Wood has always put out great comics in my opinion, and but I gotta get back to the point.
I just brought it up because it felt like Demo to me.
If a reference point, I guess that's one of the reference points. But as I was saying, it's a found footage movie. There's no huge stars in this movie. Maybe Michael Kelly, like you were saying. And
Michael B.
Jordan from Friday Night Lights. And
if you've seen Red Tails, he was in that.
Right.
But that's what all three of us really liked about this movie. There's nobody big in here to take away from the movie.
Which is one of the things that I've always liked about found footage movies is there's no big time names usually.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's never been any big time names, so it makes it more relatable. Instead of like we said, if Brad Pitt ran out on screen, it would take you away from it because like, oh, this is a movie star on screen.
Right.
We get it. But
I can agree with that.
There was no one.
Nice.
It felt more relatable and ground level.
Right.
Nice platform for unknowns, I guess.
Yeah.
And so basically, it showcases 3 teenagers, younger than us.
Yeah, they were still high school.
Senior year. And it showcases this main character, Andrew, getting picked on, getting bullied, dealing with the same old BS any teenager has to deal with in high school, being the outsider and all that. And his cousin, what's his cousin's name?
Matt.
Matt is just driving him to and from school, and he brings him to this party one night, and there he meets Steve Montgomery, played by Michael B. Jordan.
Yep.
And from
Steve
there,
Montgomery, that's a good politician name.
it really is.
Steve Montgomery.
Steve Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Vote for me.
Here's my card.
Why do I sound French there?
Yeah, you did.
Vote for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, but back to the point. So for whatever reason, they find this hole, and Andrew's filming his daily life. He buys a camera to showcase that his dad is beating the crap out of him.
Yeah, just in case he needs to get like emancipated or needs to get him and his mother out of there.
Because his mom's sick,
by the way.
Yes,
it's
with
never
cancer or whatever it happens.
It's fatal. It's a fatal sickness. That's all we know.
That's part of the reason it's also called Chronicle. Tongue-tied. Because he's chronicling his life and whatever happens in his life. So they climb down this hole, and they find this. I can't even describe what the heck they find.
It's a crystal-like formation.
Substance,
Alien in origin, possibly.
Or it could just be like we said a couple minutes ago, could be an undiscovered element.
Right. And from there, everything goes to hell.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so back and forth and back and forth. I like the fact that it was just showing them their powers and the pacing it. How they didn't have all their monumental powers all at once. The ball test, for example, where they were beaming each other with balls. That's not balls, baseballs. I don't want to say balls. Yeah,
balls?
That was worse.
Beaming each other with balls?
Beating each other with the balls. Balls in the face.
Balls everywhere. Balls.
But no, that was pretty humorous, and that one part where Andrew was starting to get his powers, and he just destroyed that spider. Just held it in place, snapped it in half.
By the way, we're not spoiling some of this because a lot of Chronicle did good with the viral stuff.
Yes.
A lot of these scenes I don't know about you guys. I liked them on Facebook.
Right.
And they'll give you like the 30-second clips from the movie. So
right.
Rob's not spoiling. You can easily just go on YouTube and find these exclusive clips.
I've heard the best reaction I've heard in the movies in a long time after that happened.
That was good.
We had some people sitting in front of us that
they were hilarious.
Yeah, we had some good people.
Kind of like-minded in our sense of humor, so it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Shout outs to them.
Yeah.
Whoever
they are. Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure I got a couple more, but take it off to Marcus.
I really appreciated that the script in this movie was really smart. Like, there was a lot of really, like, philosophy, like, people spewing philosophy or anatomy quotes, like just and it never felt like it was thrown in. It felt like it was cohesive. It never felt like, oh, these people are just saying something smart because they want to sound like they're smart.
Right.
It actually made sense in the scheme of, them learning about their powers or them learning about each other. It all made sense. I also like the fact that the three main characters had really good chemistry with each other.
Oh yeah,
It never felt like they were acting. It always felt like it was just a group of three guys that happened to meet by chance and just hanging out, enjoying these newfound powers of theirs. And for a movie with a $15 million budget, which, if you don't know, in Hollywood is not much at all.
Not really. It's more than we've got. But my fault. Yeah, you're right.
But it's
ain't got no cars, ain't got no.
But
Hollywood standards. Listen to Marcus.
Much.
That's a big deal. That's not much
for a movie that had that small of a budget. It looks amazing.
It looks like they spent a lot more than $15 million.
It looks worth a lot more than that, and I almost feel like that was a typo. Like, it is 150
Wait, hold on.
million.
Where's the one in front of that 15?
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like it's that low budget, and it's very well made. They do a lot of really great and intelligent camera tricks.
Yep.
And everything makes sense. Like, if they do something with a camera, like if they do a dolly shot, which is a dolly shot is where like like it's moving over top.
Yeah,
overhead.
the camera.
I mean, a jib shot.
The camera is on this instrument called a jib. That's what Marcus is talking about.
And if it moves over top of you, they do it with something like that, but they make sense of it because he has powers. Instead of, because that's one thing that I was worried about is since it's a found footage movie, then how are they going to explain different camera angles?
Yeah.
But they really sat down and thought about it and did something very clever with the camera work, and it's just a great all around movie. You know, it's a very surprisingly good movie.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was I. I was pleasantly surprised.
You want me to put that on you?
Sure.
See if I can
Marcus was talking about like you were talking about the how smart it was.
Yeah.
Like with the like the iPod. Or
I kept saying it was brilliant. Like every other 5 minutes.
No, he's right. I mean, it's just so. It's so fresh because we keep quoting like Blair Witch. You know, we know our movies. We're quoting like Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity, Cloverfield, and
those movies weren't made for much either.
Yeah, very small economical budgets, really like short film YouTube type stuff.
Right.
And I really I once saw this. One thing they do, Marcus was talking about, is like they would like use they wouldn't explain it. They would just use everyone else's technology. You know, one girl has a blog, so she's at the party recording.
Exactly.
And so they just simply transition to her camera. They don't make a big fuss about it. They just simply transition back and forth. They use the hospital footage. They use other people's cell phones. And I once saw that. In fact, you saw Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
You saw Tokyo Drift, Rob?
No.
Fast and Furious Tokyo?
No.
They happened to do something like that. You remember in the final scene when I forgot the guy's name, the white guy and his Asian
Lucas.
rival.
Yeah.
Everyone no. It wasn't that. It was no, my fault. I'm confusing movies. It was
I don't know.
It was that and Never Back Down.
Okay.
Where they took advantage of everyone else's smartphone. They didn't explain it. They just hopped from each phone, and they did it in both Tokyo Drift and Never Back Down. That's what they do a lot in Chronicle. I thought that was really cool. I wish they'd done that in Cloverfield. Honestly, it's not that they couldn't, because you only had one camera, and that's fine. I love Cloverfield, but it heightens like the feel of the movie if you get. It felt like Marcus said. It feels like we were in the movie, you know.
Yeah,
because
that's another. You are emotionally invested in these characters,
and like the police have their camera and they're reporting, but of course it's for our benefit. Guy in his apartment is like, honey, he's talking to his wife. You
gotta see this.
Two kids flying. What the heck? And the directors just simply use their footage, and it just continues to move. It's like you were saying, Rob, about the pacing. It's just
the pacing's great.
It's just 88 minutes
Exactly.
or 83 minutes.
Yeah, it's very lean.
And it doesn't feel like here.
Yeah, I got you.
You want to put it back on Marcus or whatever? Oh, I'm just starting. It's one of those movies where it doesn't feel overtly long.
Yeah, not at all.
Like I said on a previous one where we were doing the Inception review,
right?
When Avery, our other friend from P.C.P. was here, I usually, if I'm bored in a movie theater, I'll look at my phone just to see when this movie's over. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen during the whole movie.
Me neither.